Welcome everyone, I'm Jordan Sharp. The Week 1 NFL odds are out here this summer, and even though we're still several months away from the kickoff of the NFL regular season, it's never too early to start taking a speculative look at what some of these odds might shift to once we get down to it in September, and what might be a very good play even this early in the offseason. And we're starting to look down the line here at week number 1. And one of the more intriguing matchups, I think, of week number one is an NFC South battle between the New Orleans Saints and the Atlanta Falcons from Atlanta. And the Falcons come in after having a 4-win season as favorites in this game of 1.5 points with a total of 52. Now, obviously, I think with these two teams getting together, last season put aside, probably is going to be a pretty high scoring game, but the total of 52 points, probably a no bet for me in this case. And instead, I think the spread actually could have a little bit of value. And depending on some personnel things that happen here this offseason, Saints plus 1.5 might actually be the play of this game. The problem with that is we don't yet know the status of Jimmy Graham. Of course, he was franchised by the New Orleans Saints as a tight end, but the League Players Association has filed a grievance on his behalf to try to get him classified as a wide receiver. And the big difference is about $5 million. So it's a huge difference in 1 year's salary. And Graham's people and the Players Association do have a very good case, because he did line up as as a wide receiver way more than he did a tight end last season. And as long as he doesn't hold out too long and gets back in camp or long enough, or some preseason, gets back in the preseason long enough to get some games under his belt, I think the Saints are going to actually be a pretty good play in this game. However, if Graham somehow holds out until a week or two before the season, or even through week 1, the Saints could have a lot of problems with the Falcons here. And I think this line reflects that they don't think Jimmy Graham's going to play, but I think he'll be there by week 1. Even if he's not fully integrated in the office, he will probably have an impact. They'll use him in red zone at the very least, because he's obviously one of the better red zone targets in the league. And the Falcons did have a little bit of trouble defending the tight end last season. But as long as Graham's in camp and okay for week 1, I like the Saints here at plus 1.5. The Falcons, I think, improve their rushing defense, but not a lot. I think they're still going to have some secondary issues, just like they were having last year. And the Saints have actually covered 5 of their last 7 against the Atlanta Falcons since the end of the 2010 season. So with the Atlanta defense still questionable, as long as Jimmy Graham's back with the Saints, I think the play is the underdogs here at plus 1.5. So that'll do it for me this time. I'm Jordan Sharp, and this has been another edition of the Sharp Pick.